Hello everyone, this is Latasha Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. And you're going to have the opportunity to travel with Phil Scott to
sunny South Africa. You guys are going to have the opportunity to come to Johannesburg, and you guys are going to be coming to Durban. And we're going to set it up perfectly. It's going to be like a luxury experience for you guys. At the same time, you're going to be getting some culture. And of course, you're going to get an opportunity to talk to Phil, hang out with Phil, and get his views on Africa and South Africa.
You're also going to get an opportunity to explore the lifestyles here that are available in South Africa. And we're going to do all that for you in an amazing 10 days. We do hope that you go to the website and book, because we do look forward to seeing you here.
Absolutely. Our website is therealsouthafrica.com. Go there, scroll down. You'll see a picture of Phil, and just go ahead and book there. So we'll see you here in what we like to call sunny South Africa.
Peace, family. Vicki Dillard here for African Diaspora News Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to give us a big thumbs up and share the broadcast with you. Thank you so very much. Family, I want you to watch this very brief clip of something that President Macron of France said not too long ago. Watch this.
I believe that the international context is becoming more complicated and that there is a risk of a weakening of the West, and more particularly of our Europe. Firstly, there's a dilution of our population and our produced wealth, of our share in the world trade. This has become even more true since the crisis of 2008 to 2010, and as a result of the emergence of major international powers.
Did you hear what he said? He was addressing his ambassadors in a very long and lengthy address. And it was specific in terms of the context to the uprisings that have taken place in Africa, and with the addition of the nations added to BRICS, and the importance and the growing global blocs that are popping up all over the world. And he talked about specifically the threat that the rise of Africa, and I'm going to use the phrase global South because that's basically what he was referring to, even though that's not technically the best phrase, but as opposed to the North, which is mostly them, he considers that to be a threat. But let's get specific here. In this readout, it says, about, according to the French leader, the role of the UN Security Council, as well as many other international organizations, such as the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, is constantly being challenged. He's saying that as if it's a problem. It's a threat. They're alarmed. Not that this is a good thing that they're being challenged to become more equitable for Black and other melanated countries. Watch this. The situation, he says, of the international arena is becoming more complicated, which is fraught with the risk of the West, and in particular Europe, losing strength. We need to take a sober approach to this without yielding to excessive pessimism, he said. The world order, its principles, and different forms of its organization, where the West occupied and occupies dominant positions, are being revised. This is a 911 call, global call he's making. Ever more countries feel that these organizations have no legitimacy to impose certain rules on them, that these rules were created in a world where these countries did not exist, and that they do not take into account geopolitical, demographic, and military realities. This shows up in what we have seen in recent days with attempts to expand BRICS. I really need you all to slow down and really listen to even that quote from him. He says, ever more countries feel that these organizations have no legitimacy to impose certain rules on them. Yeah. And he uses the phrase occupies and occupied. That's the reason why France is not a former colonialist. They are present day, current colonial power. And they are sounding the alarm to the world, stating that they don't feel we have legitimacy to impose rules on them. Think about that. He said that in this situation, it would be crucial to avoid fragmentation of the world The BRICS group includes, of course, you all know Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And of course, it talks about the summit that added Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE to become BRICS members. By the way, I don't know if you all heard about what's going on in Argentina right now, where they got some disturbed new president, but that's another story that's actually talking about not joining BRICS after being accepted and invited to BRICS, but the powers that shouldn't be, they messing around with that. Y'all know I'm going to stay on top of that and give you the update on that, but that's another broadcast. But I'm bringing this up as a reminder because I've discussed this not too long ago here on the African Diaspora News channel, but I'm bringing this up again because I have been listening to a number of world leaders. They are meeting in all types of councils and assemblies, freaking out, willing to exact all types of violence, all types of mischief making, all types of sponsorships of terrorist organizations, all types of fake alliances to come in. Now, all of a sudden, as I talked about here before, they're trying, Europe and the United States, putting up $1 billion for a railway in order to counter China's Belt and Road Initiative. And they're doing all of these secret things behind the scenes, these gas pipes and stuff like that. Now they're expediting. They're still keeping their drone base in Africa, which I think that is problematic because the drone base in Africa, clearly that base is spying on the African continent. I'm just sounding the alarm, Black family. And I'm reminding you of something that Macron said publicly, that this is a threat to their order. Don't forget that even Joe Biden, just a couple of months before him taking the oath of office, almost 3 years ago, he said that America is doomed in part because of Black folks and because he says that white folks in the United States are going to be the minority in 2040. Don't forget that Democratic Senate leader Chuck Schumer recently said the reason we need to let all the millions of illegals in the United States have legal residency here or become citizens. He said because a certain population is not producing children like they used to. The reason I'm emphasizing the fact that Joe Biden is a Democrat, the reason I'm emphasizing that Chuck Schumer, the Senate Democrat leader, is a Democrat, I'm trying to show you that this is a view that is shared amongst both sides of the world. It doesn't matter if they claim they're friendly Democrats or they're staunch, harsh Republicans. The fear, as Dr. Frances Cress Welsing warned us many decades ago, of white genetic annihilation is something that is shared across borders, across countries. And when you fear, as the scriptures say, that your time is up, you would exact all diabolical means to preserve your space here. But I will tell you this, one of the reasons I feel that most Western and white countries hate Russia so much is because Russia is one of the few countries that are actually willing to work fairly with Black and melanated countries. And they despise Russia because of that, in my opinion. But may I tell you that Russia doing that is spiritually sound, because it very likely will ensure that they will continue to thrive for an extended period on our planet, even longer than our harsh, open enemies. My name is Vicki Dillard. Thank you so much for tuning into African Diaspora News Channel. Be sure to share the broadcast and be sure to go to my website and check out all of my products and services at VickiPlanet.com. That's VICKI planet.com. I can't wait to see you again.